My name is Gloria Fleischner. I have been in this field of metaphysics and parapsychology since before some of the people in this room were born. It's been a long time. It's a wonderful area because it really broadens your horizons. It gets you to places that you might not ordinarily get to. So I'm a great fan of it. I up north and down here too, I taught a 12-semester course in metaphysics and parapsychology. It had 144 topics. So you can ask me questions and I probably could answer if I still can remember. And I also am a Reiki healing master. I have NLP certification, neuro-linguistic programming. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Neuro like the nerves, and linguistic like our language, and programming like the computer up here. So if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you're right. So it's what you tell yourself and what you can believe about yourself. And basically we're going to touch upon that too today. Silver mind control, I don't know if is that still in existence?
Yes.
It is, yeah, okay, because it was a long time ago in New Jersey. It was a father, a priest. He was so wonderful. He taught the class. And at that time, I just have to tell you this because maybe somebody, it's called steal a strategy. If someone tells you something and you like it, steal it. It doesn't matter. They still will have it, but then so will you. And that's what this New Age is all about. And so they talked about building a healing laboratory for yourself. And I built it up there. And it was all in chrome. And there was a laser pen that I had. And there were all these wise beings who would advise me. And to this day, if I really need physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual help, I go there and I do my work there because it really helps. It feels good. It empowers you, and it feels good. And you have to want to. If you want to, it'll happen. And if you don't, you could say, well, I would like to have a lot of money, or I would like to be a president of this and this association. But if you really don't want to, it won't happen. So, and let's see what else. I'm trying to think. I think that's about I am a spiritual coach, and I am a past life regressionist specialist. So it's like I heard a little man who walks with two canes, and he wrote a book, Who Were You Before You Were You? Can't think of his name now, but he was just a darling man. And it made so much sense to me. It's like, does it really matter if you went there, or if you're going there? What matters is if you get an important message for yourself that you can use today, that's really all you need and all you want. So to me, that's past life regression. I do it with the idea that the mission to come back, bring it back with you and do the healing here. Bring whatever needs to be healed, bring it back. And I think that's, way back, I'll just say it because I'm very proud of one of my little brownies. I was a brownie leader, a Cub Scout leader, a Girl Scout leader. One of my brownies is one of the curators of the Guggenheim Museum today. So I think, my claim to fame. But, so I don't know your first name again. Sandra. I like Sandra. I'm a Virgo, and I am a Virgo. She has a lot of Virgo. We love to be all over, learn lots of things, do lots of things. That's our modus operandi. So that's what about me. And today I want to present to you. We're calling it the 7 major chakras because there are a lot of other chakras too. Is there anyone here who has not had any experience with the chakras? Okay, so, most of you have had some experience. I was telling Sandra before that for me it's like minimalist art. I tried to bring things down to the core. If you get overwhelmed with information, this is the mantra and this is the organ it belongs to and this is this and this, you don't know where to begin. It's just overwhelming. So I have done it in a different way today. It is my belief that if you can learn it through your own inner experience, which we call meditation, okay, guided meditation, then it will be yours. And so this is what I have done. I have an original meditation that I'll do at the end, which I call the Rainbow Staircase Meditation, okay, because whenever you see a rainbow, those are the colors of the chakras. Those are, in fact, the energies of the chakras. And my teacher and mentor, Jean Munzer, who was the director of the Metaphysical Center in New Jersey, and I was one of 4 teachers in New Jersey. I taught at William Patterson College, and so it was a long time ago. But she said it's a Sanskrit word, and the correct pronunciation is chakra, not chakra. So, but that CH is a tricky one. I mean, in the Hebrew, they have the ch sound, and the reporter once on the radio said, and I want to wish all the Jewish people a happy Chanukah. Now I'll look at my notes and see what I was going to tell you. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing that we really, I feel, need to set out for this is we're living in a new age. We're in a new millennium. Every 2,000 years, there's a new age. This is the age of Aquarius, and it goes backwards on the astrological chart, not clockwise but counterclockwise. So we're in the age of Aquarius now, and we will be until the year 4000 or 4001, however you people, rationalize it out, right? Because there was big talk whether it started in 2000 or 2001, right? Anyway, and there are 3 basic things that we need to realize about the New Age. The first is, it isn't this or that. It's not either or, it's both and. So we have a lot of room to incorporate a lot of different kinds of things, I'm thinking politically or any other way, right? We have a way to incorporate things that we might not before. Before it had to be black or white, and that's that. But now we can, the energies around are to be able to say, well, we can do this, we can do that. This is an aside. The energies are also for small groups, and this is considered a small group, to get together in a very harmonious way, in a very lovely environment that has wonderful energies, wonderful vibrations, and this will carry forth, and you will share that with others, and that's how this whole thing will grow and flourish and be what it needs to be. And the second thing about the New Age is, I don't even have to tell you this, the vibrations are speeded up. Everything is happening faster. You're saying, what's going on here? Before I turn around, this is that, everything is happening faster. And of course we have instant communication via the air. It used to be last 2,000 years was Pisces, and it was by water, communication by water. This is communication by air. It's out there, it's all over, and it's instant. It's very fast. So that's another characteristic. And the third characteristic is there are no secrets. All the secrets will be out, and you know that only too well, from everywhere and everything. If you think you can keep a secret, think again. It just can't happen. Not in this day and age, not in this millennium. It's going to come out. It's supposed to, because we no longer have to live in the dark. We have to live in harmony with each other, and we have to live in the light, with all relating to each other. So, understanding that is kind of like alluding to what we need to know about the chakra system, okay? I have 3 quotes that I love and that I use often, and so I'll just throw them out to you. They're not in any order, but they popped into my head, and so I want to share them with you. One is, when you know better, you do better. And that was Maya Angelou. When you know better, you do better. So you can forgive yourself if you didn't do so well, and you can say, I'll do better, you know? And that's good, and that's what it's about. And the second one, the second quotation, is by Auntie Mame. She's also, a lot of your time was Rosalind Russell, Auntie Mame, and she used to say, life's a banquet, and some poor suckers are starving to death. And you don't want to be one of them. You want to really enjoy your life and live it to the fullest. Why not? Zerpa, right? So that's it. And the last one is by a famous rabbi, Rabbi Hillel, and he said, if I am not for myself, who will be? And if I'm only for myself, then what am I? And if not now, when? So, you know, be for yourself, be for others, and act upon what you can, do what you can. Those are important concepts, I think, for today. And in addition to that, I want you to understand that what I'm going to put forth to you today about the chakras is my interpretation. It's what I call an educated conclusion, because I've been in this for maybe 3 decades. I've been in this area, in this field. So it's something that I feel, but unlike the scientist, I can't prove it, you know. So, but you know, so this is, if it fits for you, if it feels right to you, use it. If not, think of what does feel right to you and incorporate that into your, you know, schematic of the world. And that's very important, because each person is unique and yet all one, and has a lot of wisdom. So whatever you think is, it can be so. Okay? So I just, you know, I wanted to, because some people argue about the colors. No, it's gold, it's not green, or this mantra is this and the sound is that. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? What matters is that you feel your chakras. They're located on your spine. You feel them, you know them, you bless them, you energize them, you balance them in body, emotions, mind, and spirit. And if you can do this you can do this every day. I'll do it if I'm in traffic and there's a red light. I sit there. By the time the red light is over, I've balanced my chakras. So, you know, it becomes so much an automatic part of you, and it has a ripple effect. It really makes you feel better. So it's like, in the beginning, sometimes you have to pretend as if, but as time goes on, you begin to incorporate it, and you begin to feel it, believe it, and it becomes yours. So that's really where I'm headed today. I want you to feel the chakras, understand them, and use them to lift yourself higher, okay? And in a couple of minutes, I'm going to pass out a list of the 7 major chakras, and they will, you know, show you whatever you need to whatever you need to know before the meditation. So right now, I will ask if anybody has any questions or any statements to ask. Anybody, want to make any comments or ask any questions? Everybody is, what?
I'd ask you, what exactly are the chakras?
Okay, the chakras are energy centers on your spine. It's like if you were going to draw your spine and draw a little circle and it vibrates, they're vibrating energy centers located along your spine. And the top three are from the first, I'll turn around so I'll show you. The first one here is at the base. It's called the root chakra. Okay, and the second one is here. It's below the navel, and it's called the sacral chakra. And it's the chakra. The root chakra is the chakra of trust, trusting people. If you didn't bond with your mommy when you were born, that's a problem. And you can't go back there, so you have to fix it another way. And the second one is the sacral, and that's relationships. Like, it can be anything from sexual, friendship, parent, business, any kind of relationship that you might have will reflect in the sacral chakra, which is below the navel and above the pelvic area. So that's the sacral. And the third one is the solar plexus. It's the navel, so it's about there, but it's the navel. And it's kind of like, it's the yellow brick road. It's a yellow color, and it's safety, Angels go with, what's the fools rush in where angels fear to tread or something? It's the way we can feel supported in the universe, in life, by God, if that's your schematic, or however you want to feel it. But when you feel supported, you don't fear. When it's unknown to you and you don't know what can happen, sometimes fear can paralyze us. So fear is a big one, and that's this safety valve right here. And then the fourth one is the heart. So it's the heart, but it's the heart. And the heart, I call it the center. It's not really, I guess it's not the center of our body, but it's the core. I feel where we're heading for the heart and the mind just connecting and being one. Because if you just are analytical and you're just thinking and thinking all the time, without compassion and without that heart connection, it's not going to really work for you. You need that heart connection. That heart connection is how we're made. We're made to be loved. We're made to love. That's how we're made. That's what people need, And so that's the heart. And then after that, so that's the trunk of the body. And then after that, it's the throat. And the throat chakra is located. It's located in the throat area. And only too well, as do I, if you've ever spoken a word, you can't take it back. And sometimes you're sorry that you said it. So the throat chakra is people who have trouble with like laryngitis or a lot of coughing, or they can't express themselves, or they've said something that they're very sorry they said. So we need to balance and energize and heal that throat chakra. And what was, and it's not here now. Now is when we go forth. From now we go forth. We don't have to look in the past. Did you have a question?
Yes, I was wondering, I read a little bit before, but I was wondering what a closed chakra is.
What a what?
Closed chakras.
A closed chakra.
Chakras.
Okay, so when my hands are open and I'm talking to you, how do you feel? You feel like I like you, I incorporate you into myself, I'm with you. And if I close, how does that feel? So that's why, like when we meditate, we have to have our arms and legs uncrossed, because we need to be open. So that's the difference between open and closed. Closed is closed. When the door is closed, the door is closed. It's not open. It doesn't feel good. And it isn't healthy for you in all of your senses. So, okay, and okay.
I think you had 2 more chakras to do.
Okay,
Third eye and
thank you. You're my golden monitor, you're my golden angel today. Anytime I say, what was I saying? You're gonna tell me, thank you for that. I immediately had to figure this one out as I got on in the centuries, in the decades, not the centuries, in the decades. Anyway, okay, so that's the throat. And who can guess the next to the last?
Third eye.
The third eye. It's located right between the brows, right here. My teacher and mentor, Jean Munzer, used to say, it's like a blackboard out there, or a TV screen. And if you close your eyes and you expect that you're going to see something, it will come. Sometimes it comes in dreams, in different symbols. It comes disguised. So it's good if you do remember your dreams, it's good to keep a little journal. Just write down quickly in the morning before you get out of bed what you dreamt, and then later work with it. And there's many techniques to work with it, but these are messages. These are very strong messages for you. So the third eye chakra is the intuitive. I mean, we have the physical, we have the emotional, and we have the mental, and we have the intuitive. That's as far as we go on the 7 planes of reality. The last 3 are the higher planes, the God planes. And we only go there when our soul journeys upward, evolution. So the intuitive plane, I was talking to somebody before. Remember in Star Wars, beam me up, Scotty? And we're going to do that. Like another, half a century or something. We're going to get very much more psychic. We're going to really be less dense than we are now. And we're going to have a lot more ability to travel. Travel in space, bless you, yes. And so, it's going to be a new world again. And so that's the intuitive, and the third eye it's called. And the last one is, and you know that too, right? You don't?
The crown.
Yes, it's the crown. It's the crown chakra. And when you were born, there was a little soft spot up here called the fontanelle. And that's where you have, it looks to me, I always think of it as, the epiglottis in the back of your throat, that little thing, I think of it that it looks like that up here. And if you want to exercise it, you can imagine exercising it, making it stronger, because that crown chakra is the most important and the closest thing we have to go to the higher realms. So, and the higher realms are, they're kind of delineated by 2 very important religious symbols. And one is the cross, which is spirit encumbered by form. I mean, we're spiritual beings, but we're on a physical earth. And we have to learn our lessons and do our thing in the physical. And the other one is the Star of David, okay? This is the lower self, the lower triangle. This is the higher self, okay? It's an ancient symbol, but that's really what it means. It means the lower self says, I'll love you if, there's an if there. And the higher self says, I'll love you no matter what. I love you. Now, the closest thing that I have found to that is a mother's love for her children. It's like they could do anything, and they're yours, so. My husband's grandma used to say, when the fool is mine, it's not yours, it's mine, and I have to love it. So, but that's unconditional love, and eventually, hopefully, we'll have that more and more for each other, because we're all in this together, we're all together, and we're all created, from the same source, and so that's how it's going to work out. So those are the 7 chakras, and we're going to learn how to balancing is very important. Balance is the key. If you can balance, you know that commercial where the V8, where she said, I should have had a V8, and she's, okay, and then she has the V8 and she's straight, she's balanced. Balance is a very key thing. So you could love too much, they call it smothering, right? If you love too little, it's very cold and very, what?
Neglect is what they call it.
Neglect is what they call that, right? I mean, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And so balance is a key component of anything you do. If you go, and of course, I have to qualify that because of Hegel. Hegel was a philosopher, and he had a theory about the pendulum. And what's the theory about the pendulum? It swings as much to the left as it does to the right until it finds its center. So we have to go through that whole process. Okay, so, we do have to go through that. But our goal is to find that balance, because we need to, if you have, anything you're doing, if you say to yourself right now, and you can just store it in your file up there, what am I doing that's excessive? Or what am I doing right now in my life that's excessive? It's not, it's a question for you, not for to say out loud if you don't know. And what am I doing that's too little, that I'm not really doing enough in that area? So think of how you want to balance. That's one key thing. And the other is energize. If you pay attention to something, it gets energized. If you don't pay attention to it, it just withers up and dies. It doesn't like to be ignored. It likes attention, it likes love. And those are the 2 really key things, that we do when we do the chakras. And healing, I mean, that is really healing. And but healing is another component. Healing is empowering. And we have to remember one very important thing when it comes to healing. When we ask for healing for a loved one or for anyone, we have to ask for it in their highest good. We can't say, oh God, please make them all well again. Because that may not be their journey, and that may not be what they're supposed to be doing. So when we ask for healing, we ask for it in the highest good of that person. And that is important to do, it's respectful to do, and it's the right thing to do.
Gloria, can you speak louder, because
Yes, sure.
I don't think they can.
Are you here, would you rather I use the mic, or, I mean,
Yes.
huh? Is anybody okay, everybody's okay? Okay, see, all right,
They hear you.
they hear me. Because they're young.
And also,
I'm giving you an inkling into
well,
what
you're
goes on.
being recorded, so I want to make sure everything is recorded.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay, all right, so, now, the other thing that I wanted to do is, did you make those copies?
Yes.
So we can give out the copies right now, okay, of the chakras. And I have a confession, I'm a terrible artist. I made a body that you never saw before, you probably never see again, but I did it, It's like, when I was going to school, we had to do a horse. Somehow, I always looked like a dog and then a horse, because the horse has a longer neck. And, so you have to have that gift.
When it comes to unconditional love, you have to have one thing,
Yes,
the dog.
Yes, that's true, that's actually, thank you very much, see now that's real compassion. See that? Okay, you're right, because the dog is so rewarding to you. No matter what you do, no matter how you are, that dog doesn't say, you're a dope, you're a fool. It just wags its tail and licks you and kisses you. It's such a wonderful feeling.
My dog sleeps right on my arm all night.
Okay, and you know what they say about that in terms of the, like, there's 5, remember you used to play the game, mineral, vegetable, animal, Well, there are 5, kingdoms. And the first kingdom, we were all once a rock. You could do a meditation for yourself, and you could say, if I was a rock, what would I have been? And you'll get a nice answer. And we were all once, or maybe more than once, a plant or a vegetable or something like that, and you find out what you were then. And the third one is, each kingdom has initiates. And who do you think the initiates are? From the animal kingdom to the human kingdom. It's the dog is one of them. Our pets, what do we call ourselves? We are their masters. And they
Now
are
we have
all-
cats.
You already have cats. Cats, I used to have a cat too. Then my kids were allergic, and I really thought deeply and decided I'll keep the kids. And I had to get rid of the cat. I love that cat. But
Cats think you're a dope, but they'll come up and cuddle
Well-
with you anyway.
well, cats are smarter than we are. That's what And also, I like cats because they're not needy. I mean, I had kids. The kids needed things, and I had it produced. But I didn't want, dogs are needier, So you have to be a certain kind of a person. I kind of know, like, I never met a Candy, that was Morty's dog, but from the stories he tells, it's like he's talking about another human being. It's like, it's beautiful. It's a really beautiful kind of thing. But they are the initiates. They are learning how to emote, how to be human, and emote like humans, and they are learning how to think and how to be a human being. Because the next time that they reincarnate, they're going to be in the human kingdom. So each kingdom has their initiates.
Well, there is a television commercial, and I've heard it can be done. You can actually teach a dog to say things in
Yes,
our language.
right.
There is a commercial where they do that with the dog. I love my bank. And then you can
I love
actually,
my bank, okay.
yeah, but then you could, she's saying this to the dog,
Yes,
and then you can actually hear the dog saying, I love my bank.
yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, it's like, we're teaching them how to be human.
Right.
And we're very nice to them, because we have no reason not to be. So we're teaching them how to be compassionate and nice humans. But every kingdom has its initiates, and we're initiates for what, do you think? The next kingdom up from the human kingdom is the 2 masters kingdom, the adepts and the masters, okay? And then the guide kingdom. So we are initiates on the path. All of us, we're all climbing Jacob's ladder, and we're all on different rungs of the ladder. We're all doing it, and we're all learning and growing, and hopefully doing it, acting, sharing it with others, and doing things that need to be done. You can't just, when I was growing up, there was a woman named Kitty Genovese who was being, I don't know if she was being raped or mugged in a big apartment complex in Queens. And people were looking out of their windows, and it was before cell phones or anything like that. Nobody told the police. She was killed. And so many people saw it, nobody did anything. We've improved since then, I hope, and we're improving every day in every way, you know, after that. But we need to do it, we need to do the right thing too, you know? We don't, there is a metaphysical saying, it's good to remember it. It is wise, it is best to err on the side of safety. So you don't just walk into unsafe situations. I mean, I go to New York City, I have a daughter who lives there, and I love the museums and everything. I don't go out myself at night. I mean, it's a lively place at night, but I don't go out myself at night there. So you have to think of what is the right thing for you to do and how you're going to do it, and you know, be aware of those kind of things. So anyhow, you have the paper, and so do I have, yeah, I have a tip. Now, well, I wasn't exaggerating, was I, about my artwork? No, be kind. Anyway, okay. All right, here's, we went over these before, right? And the reason I wrote them this way is because the root is the lowest chakra, and the red color is the lowest color. And well, what did the kings and queens wear? Purple, rose, right? So that's the crown chakra. So it goes from the bottom to the top, and basically those are the areas that it resonates with, that the key words that I use. And these are the colors that I use. They're not set in stone. These are the colors that I use. There are other metaphysicians who use others' colors and who think other ways. Are they right and I'm wrong? Am I right and they're wrong? No. We all have an intuitive way of resonating with this, and whatever fits for you, whatever feels right to you, that's what you do. So it's really, you know, it's like they say, it's not what happens to you, it's how you cope with it. So if you're really, able to connect with your chakras and become kind of on a first name basis with them, you can heal yourself every single day and improve yourself in your physical, your body, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual. And that's a really neat thing, to be able to do it on all four planes of reality. The brain. The brain is like a computer. Garbage in, garbage out. You say something not nice, oh, I have big hips. Your brain doesn't say, that's not nice. It just says, okay, you have big hips. So then that makes you feel even worse. It kind of validates what you're doing. So you have to be careful how, what you say and how you say it and to your brain, because your brain doesn't tell you it's not appropriate for you or it's not good for you. You really need to think carefully before you even think thoughts. I mean, like, I'm not going to go into the incident I had, but it was with a leased car, and the whole night I was looping with this whole thing, just going in circles. And I know better. I said, you know what, take another path. I just went on another path to another place, and I say, it will all work out in the end. And that's it. I mean, I'm more than that whole little scenario. So that's all. You have to do that, because sometimes things are either beyond your control or they push you've got, how the computer has the buttons. Here's my buttons. You want to push them? Push my buttons. So we all have that, and so that's what we have to understand and remember about our physical and mental planes. Our physical, the way we know that our physical is not working How do we know? It hurts. If something hurts, it means you're not doing it right. Something hurts, you have to figure out what it is. Is it your leg? Are you not moving ahead where you're supposed to be going? What is not, is it your knee? Are you not being humble enough? Are you refusing to bend to someone else's wishes or whatever? You have to figure out what it is, and you have to address it and work to relieve it by change your mind and you change your life. If you can change your mind, you can change your life.